Coming up on the Joe Rossano Show. People out there, online, on social media, in public, at parties, argue about politics. Pelosi this, Ted Cruz that, and they're worth over $500 million. And none of them care about you whatsoever. None of them. Earth reporting and brutal honesty. The Joe Rossano Show is next. Welcome to the Joe Rossano Show. Hi, I am Joe Rossano, where our mission is to lay out the issues in a down-to-earth fashion using brutal honesty. So as of right now and forevermore, stop watching fake news. Stop tuning in to conspiracy-driven podcasts and strictly get all of your information going forward right here. Let's rock. I'm not a crook. Are you sure about that? That was once said by former President Richard Nixon. And guess what? He was a crook, like the vast majority of them are. I got to tell you, folks, our elected leaders are very dishonest, to say the absolute least. I'm going to show you evidence here all day long. I'm going to back this up with facts all day long. So we're going to start here with some salaries, okay? Your average person in Congress makes between 174 and 220,000. You know, basically, if you're just a senator, you make 175, give or take 175,000. If you're Speaker of the House, you make, about 220,000, again, give or take. Now, we're going to do both Democrats and Republicans because, as mentioned, I am an independent. I am a traditionalist. I am an honest person. You get the facts here on the Joe Rossano Show. So it's going to be both sides of the aisle here. So here we go. Nancy Pelosi is worth alone, just her, about $275 million. And let me repeat, about $275 million. Her husband is worth right about the same. So the Pelosi's are worth upwards of $500 million. And it doesn't stop there. So we're going to do a Republican here. We're going to do Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is worth $64 million. And we're going to get back to very quickly. Our leaders make between $175,000 and $220,000 a year. Keep that figure in mind. Ted Cruz, we're going to do another Republican. He's worth $10.4 million. And Elon Omar, okay, this is one of my favorites here. She is worth $18 million. So getting back to the majority of them are very dishonest. Where did they get that kind of money? Where did they get that kind of money? Where did they get nearly $600 million between them? Over $500 million. Where did they get that money from? Now, Nancy Pelosi, we're going to start with her. There are allegations, and that's what they are. They're allegations of insider trading. Her husband's a stock guy, stock trader guy. Where do you think he got those stock tips? Please do me a favor here. Now, I don't want to be too hard on the speaker. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. If I were a member of Congress and I knew, let's say, for instance, Crest toothpaste was going to quadruple in its value on the stock market, I would probably tell my brother-in-law to buy Crest toothpaste and a lot of it. I would probably ask my wife how much we have in our 401ks. If somebody told me, and I was positive about this, and this was true blue, that a football team was going to win by 20 points this weekend, I'm going to place a wager. Or I'm going to tell somebody else to do it. So again, at the end of the day, that is one thing. However, when you're a member of Congress, it's illegal. It's illegal. Now, Nancy Pelosi, again, just by herself, is worth, and this is according to Forbes, about, let's call it $250 million. It's probably north of that. A, where'd she get it? B, we have a pretty good idea of where she got it. And C, and this is my favorite part, now there's scrutiny. Now you see news reports where Nancy Pelosi, insider trading. Don't you think it's a little too late? She made $250 million now. And she walks on a cane. What are you going to do to her now? Put her in jail? No, there's nothing you could do now. It's too late. When she made $600,000, that's when you should have got her. Not now. Way too late. At the end of the day, folks, let me tell you what drives me absolutely nuts. Absolutely crazy is people out there online, on social media, in public, at parties, argue about Pelosi this, Ted Cruz that, and they're worth over $500 million. And none of them care about you whatsoever. None of them. And that's the truth. These people are very, very dishonest. And I can give you, again, facts all day long. The Clintons, that's another good example. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. President Clinton, and this is a fact, this is documented, while in office, had relations with one of his interns in the Oval Office. And that happened. Believe it. Hillary Clinton. Best thing I can do right now to show you just how dishonest she is, roll it.
Not email any classified material to anyone. There is no classified material.
110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
I provided all my emails that could possibly be work-related.
Several thousand work-related emails that were not among the group of 30,000 emails returned by Secretary Clinton.
I thought using one device would be simpler.
She also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email.
There were no security breaches.
It is possible that hostile actors gained access to Secretary Clinton's personal email account.
It was my practice to communicate with State Department and other government officials on their .gov accounts.
That hostile actors gained access to the private commercial email accounts of people with whom Secretary Clinton was in regular contact from her personal account.
No doubt that we've done exactly what we should have done.
They were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
People will be able to judge for themselves.
We cannot find a case that would support bringing criminal charges on these facts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
To be clear, this is not to suggest that in similar circumstances, a person who engaged in this activity would face no consequences.
Americans will find that, interesting, and I look forward to having a discussion about that.
George W. Bush never saw a war he didn't like. $2 trillion later, fighting men and women are now deceased to what end? For 2 decades. And Iraq? Couldn't even tell you what's going on in Iraq. And I study this stuff and still couldn't tell you. Afghanistan is all but run by the Taliban now. Again, $2 trillion later, many of our fine servicemen and women in our military are either deceased or disfigured or now have mental illness because George W. Bush never saw a war he didn't like. President Obama, Michelle Obama, the exact same way. Very dishonest people. They are rich. Both of them. And they go out there and say, millionaires and billionaires, millionaires and billionaires. Can I ask you something, folks? Really, I want you to think about this. How many millionaires and billionaires do you know? They act like there's a millionaire and a billionaire on every street corner, and there isn't. When they say millionaires and billionaires, they're talking about a guy who owns a deck business, talking about a woman who owns a tax service. That's the millionaires and billionaires that they keep telling you need to pay their fair share. It's dishonest. It's dishonest. Donald Trump, I'm at least going to give you one, might even give you a second tidbit here. Donald Trump allegedly had relations with the porn star known as Stormy Daniels. My opinion, and I can give my opinion. I believe it. I'm not saying I would have done it, but I would have handled it that way. So here we go. Keep this strongly in mind. Donald Trump was what? A billionaire New York City playboy, and he had consensual sex with a porn star. Oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Then, and this is, of course, before he ran for president, before he was in office, etc. Okay, no big deal. Then he has his fixer, his lawyer, Michael Cohen, give her money to be quiet. Probably what I would have done if I was going to run for office and I had that hanging out there. Yeah, absolutely. Here's some money. Please don't say anything, at least till after I get elected. But again, it's dishonest. These folks are completely dishonest. You want to talk about dishonest. Okay, so let's stick with Donald Trump here for a second. But it's not what some of you think. They did everything they could to stop him from running for president again. That guy was in court every day for, I have to say, some of those charges were completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. No victims, women allegedly that he knew 30 years ago or claims he doesn't even know. And the FBI raids his house at Mar-a-Lago and goes through his wife's unmentionables. Now, I get that some of you hate President Trump's guts. I got it. I knew this already. I knew this yesterday. He was still at the time a former president of the United States. And there is no doubt that the dishonest people in the Biden administration and the Justice Department used lawfare to try to keep him from office. They tried everything they could. They tried to get states to take him off the ballot. They tried every Russian collusion, taking him to court 3 times a day. It's unbelievable what these folks did, how low they sunk, and they tried to impeach him twice. Twice. Now, some people say, well, Donald Trump is going to seek retribution. He's on a revenge tour. I would be. If I'm running for president or I'm a former president and you raid my house and you go through my wife's unmentionables, everybody's going down when I'm president. There is no doubt about it. Every FBI agent that was in my house, I'm going to make something up that they did. I really am. I'm raiding everybody's house. Everybody's house. The stuff they put that guy through was dishonest. Beat him at the ballot box, the old-fashioned way. Trying to throw him in jail, got a mugshot of him. That was very dishonest. The Biden administration was extremely dishonest. Let me get back to Nancy Pelosi real quick. If we give her the benefit of the doubt that she made $200,000 a year as a member of the House of Representatives and Speaker of the House, she would have had to work 1,500 years to save the kind of money that she has now if she never spent a dime. Dishonest. So let's come with some honesty, because there's actually one honest person that's about to appear here on the Joe Rossano show, and that's Forrest Gump's doctor. Roll it.
His legs are strong, Miss Gump, as strong as I've ever seen. But his back's as crooked as a politician.
What was wrong with Forrest Gump's legs? Nothing. But his back was as crooked as a politician. If you watch my latest episode, Avoiding Civil War, you will notice that my close friends have unfriended each other on social media because of exactly what I'm talking about right now. Because of these dishonest politicians, my friends aren't friends anymore. Unbelievable. Because of these dishonest politicians, there is going to be relatives who are not going to spend the holidays together. And undoubtedly, my friends who aren't friends with my friends anymore are going to be on social media tonight complaining about politics. And it's a shame and unfortunate, but it's the American way, I suppose. Joe Rossano's rant of the day. Rant of the day. Dogs from a breeder. Now, this is going to be a little controversial, but this is my editorial piece. This is my opinion. I can never figure out why people spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on a dog when there are all kinds of beautiful little pets in cages right now who would love to be adopted, love to be rescued, and come home with you. And what do some of you do? Buy a dog for $3,000 from a breeder. Unbelievable. I just can't believe people do that. Rescue, adopt a pet, especially around the holidays. I got to tell you, folks, your kids will love it. Wife, husband, everyone will love it. Nothing more gratifying than going to get a pet who was in a cage or had some type of trauma, etc. It's wonderful. It's like a gift. My strong suggestion is adopt a pet. Don't buy a pet for $3,000 when you can get a dog, a cat, pet rescue for like $400, no more than $500. Now, I got to tell you, I rescued 2 pets. One, I showed you the other day, Bruno. Now, I'm going to let you check out Breely here, and then I'm going to explain why. Bring Breely on in here. Where you at, Breely? Get in here. All right. Come here, Breely. Oh, him too? Hold on, folks. Let me, okay, so here we go. I got them both. Check it out. Easy with my microphone. This is Bruno and Breely. Okay, let me get a little closer here. Come on, guys. I got to get in here. Adopted both, rescued both. Okay, and I got to tell you, I think I paid about $800 for both of them. Okay. Spay, neuter, the whole 9 yards. This little vixen is a female. And you got Bruno here. He's a boy. And they are an inseparable bonded pair at this point. Again, you got Breely here. You got Bruno here. I got to tell you what, folks. I paid about $800. Somebody said, hey, Joe, give you $50 million for those 2 dogs. The answer right now is absolutely not. Absolutely not. So again, situation presents itself. Don't buy a dog from a breeder. Adopt yourself a pet. And then you get them off your lap while you're doing your podcast. I mean, look at this right here. This is brute. You just can't put a price tag on him. And look at his little sweater. It's amazing. Poppy loves you. All righty. Down. Let me finish my podcast before everybody clicks off of me. And that's my rant. Get yourself a pet, folks. Get yourselves a pet. Don't buy one from a breeder for $4,000 when you can have 2 dogs for about $750, $800 that, again, you wouldn't sell for $50 million. Once again, thank you for tuning into the Joe Rossano Show, where we are down to earth, brutally honest. Please like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and comment. And I will put your comments in the jar, and I will answer them right here on air. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, God bless you. Adopt a pet, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of The Joe Rossano Show.